everyone, it's Luphisra here. Back to play more Murder on the Orient Express and trying to complete the game. Hello, Ninjatic. Welcome. I am stuck. Have I've got the fingerprints yet? Okay.
These items do. This crate.
Okay, I am really confused. I'm so confused. My head hurts. And the walkthrough is not easy to read. Okay. I'm so confused. What fingerprints do I have yet? Empty crate, small crate. Actually, apparently you can do this. Apparently you can fast travel with the train on top that I don't know about. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, right. Did I... Wait, no, not this one. Did I fingerprint Mrs. Hubbard's, door thing yet? I have not.
There's a visible fingerprint here.
So many fingerprints I haven't collected yet.
I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
Okay. Let me save first. Okay, fingerprint. Doorknob. Whose fingerprint was this?
These prints. The prints match.
Oh, it's Greta's because she checked on the door. So it's just Greta's prints.
I won't find.
Oh, that's useless. Can I fingerprint in Ratchet's room? No, I can just go over.
I've already.
No fingerprint here. Okay. And I can keep staring at this location. Nothing can fingerprint here, right?
Confess.
That isn't going to.
Oh, Mama.
That doesn't make.
Does nothing.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to unlock what I'm supposed to do next, okay? I'm a bit confused here. I'm just gonna leave this room. I don't want to stare at the dead body. Okay. Okay, wrong door. Anything else here? Okay, apparently the game didn't save this one. Okay, wait.
There's a visible... I obtained...
The mirror is definitely Uncanny Valley. Yeah. You expect something scary to happen, right? But nah, it doesn't. Nothing scary happens here.
The prints match.
Yeah, it was the Colonel. Okay, wait, let me save again. Because I did some fingerprint stuff now. I'm trying to check. I'm trying to check. Okay, let me go see if I can talk to Poirot now. May not end though, I'm just saying.
Continued.
Yeah, see? Hold on. Okay, something about Dr. Constantine that I haven't discovered yet, but I'm not sure where to discover it. Okay, I don't understand. How do I discover the doctor's thing? The Constantine thing. Did I miss looking at something? Not John Constantine. Dr. Constantine. I knew I was missing something. But how do I discover that? From Greece. Okay, this is the Barnaby stuff. I haven't asked about Doctor yet. Where can I discover the Doctor stuff? He doesn't want to talk to me. Even though I tried talking to him.
Nothing else. I wouldn't...
Okay, now I'm confused. Ugh. Yeah, the one thing I miss is Doctor stuff.
I've already...
How do I get that information is my question. how do I... Doesn't really say how I did that. How did I trigger that in the game? Now I'm so confused. Hold on while I try to look it up. Give me a moment. I don't see it. Sorry, give me a moment while I try to look it up. Do I have the doctor's passport? Yeah. It's right here. I can't really do anything with it, though. There's something I know I need to discover about the doctor. I was like, wait, I have to discover that, but I haven't triggered it yet. How did I even trigger that in this one? I forgot. I'm trying to look for it in the walkthrough, but I can't seem to see anything. Yeah, there's nothing they say about triggering how to ask Barnaby about the doctor. Why are we unable to ask about the doctor this time? Is it a bug in my gameplay? How in the world am I supposed to do that? I can't see it. I can't find it. Announcement from the doctor. Where do you get that announcement from the doctor?
There.
Yeah, nothing.
That will...
Announcement from the doctor. I looked through his suitcase and it says I can't look through it anymore. Did I miss looking at something? This is Hartman stuff. Oh. I needed to look at that. Again. Okay, this might be something that because my game crashed earlier, not this stream, in a previous stream. So I thought I looked at it already, but then the game crashed, and then apparently I didn't relook at it again. Okay, now let's talk to Barnaby.
There.
Okay, close that.
We'll save.
Turn it on again.
There.
What do you find out about this? Rum disease found in animals. Thank you. My pleasure, Mademoiselle Marceau. Glad to help. Please give Poirot my best. If you're ever in London, I'll be pleased if you have dinner with me. You have a light touch on the key. Hams can tell the sort of thing, you know. I think we would get on famously. So yeah, it's something that because my game crashed, they erased like stuff.
We'll save.
Since this is an old game, it doesn't have autosave. So I thought I already looked at the antibiotics thing, but apparently because my game crashed like the first time. And I didn't look at that thing again when I replayed it up until where I left off, so my bad. At least it's not a bug. Okay, let me save first before I forget that again. I don't want to do that again. But yeah, now we can go talk to the doctor about it. Oh, wait. Fast travel, I forgot I have that. Doctor.
Before I go, there was something else.
Yeah, it's an old game. It's a very old game.
What is the name of the conference you are addressing in London?
Why, it is the International Society of Gastrointestinal Physicians.
Why would such a group be interested in a speech about a disease found in newborn calves?
Why, there are many similarities between... What I mean is anatomy. Constantine, what have you done?
You lied to us about your qualifications, Doctor. You are a veterinarian, yes?
Yes, a very good veterinarian.
Monsieur Poirot and I relied on your qualified opinions.
Mademoiselle Marceau.
All the inconsistencies, the time of death, the difference in the force of the stab wounds. The murderer is strong, but no, look here, the murderer is weak. He is right-handed.
Okay, that has nothing to do with Constantine.
Have you considered he may have held a knife in each hand?
Doctor, enough. All of it can be explained away with a...
Okay, I'm sorry, Antoinette, you don't know what you're talking about.
Mademoiselle, all of my training was to become a medical...
Like, literally.
Human disease and to save human lives. Then, I come from a poor family. I had not the money to finish my studies. The best I could accomplish was doctor of animals. When Monsieur Poirot was told there was doctor on the train, I saw an opportunity to prove myself. Not to you, you understand. To me.
But your evidence...
I swear to you, every observation I
But your evidence. She knows more than you. Okay, shut up, lady.
Further, by my acting while the murder was as yet not too long in the past, I may very well have seen more than any doctor coming to the case days or even hours later. I did lie about my degree. I did not lie about my ability. You may rely on everything I have told to you. Yes, even with all the inconsistencies, you have the correct medical evidence before you.
I'm sorry, in my defense, like, yes, he's a vet, but he studied to be a doctor. He knows bodies. How do you think a person studies to be a doctor? Like, even if he's a vet, he knows how to tell if someone's dead. It's not like a human is not an animal. I'm just saying. Is it that difficult for a doctor to look at stab wounds? It would be difficult for me and you, a normal person. But I mean, seriously, all the inconsistencies. Like, have you ever wondered that there's more than one person that stabbed the body? Huh? You really think that only one person wants to murder Ratchet when you have discovered at this point that he's such an asshole that everyone hates him on this fucking train for the most part? Like, even Poirot, who is not related to him and doesn't know that he was Cassetti, did not like him enough that he's like, nope, I'm not going to help you. I hate your face. Poirot literally told that to Ratchet's face. And turned him down because he didn't like his face. Are you surprised that someone is so pissed off at him that more than one person wants to kill him, so more than one person wants to stab him? Like, lady. Seriously, like... Poirot trusted him enough to think that he's right. Like, who are you to be like, oh my god, the inconsistency. Like, girl, you're not an actual detective. You're not a doctor. You don't know what you're doing. He knows the body more than you. Like, for the love of God. You're just, like, she really, like, I feel like if it's Poirot that does this, again, like, if it was Poirot or if Antoinette was made to be, like, a young PI or something. You know, like, in the new Orient Express game where Poirot actually works with another detective, like Joanna. Now, if it was that game and we put it in context, like Joanna being the one to question the doctor, like, hey, you're fake. You're not an actual doctor. I would be made more sense. She's an actual detective. She's seen dead bodies, know what she's doing, right? Because it's her job. She's done that before. You are a trained employee, a clerk, even. You're not even anyone who's into investigations or detective work or PI. Like, I feel like, really, she comes out as, oh my god, like, Poirot trusts me, so I can talk to everyone like that. Like, no, man, you're not Poirot. I mean, as good as you are investigating, which is honestly me. It's all on us. Not her, it's on me. Okay, but it's like, you're not Poirot. Like, I mean, you're not a genius, girl. You're relying on Poirot's help, like, I swear. So fucking annoying. Oh, save again, though.
Ah, your return. So is there more to report to me, mademoiselle?
Yes.
It appears to me in spite of everything that the murder may not have to do with the outside case at all. We have much evidence pointing to the existence of an outsider aboard the train. One who disguises himself and his stilettos to tow, then vanishes into the snow. What do you think? Or he could be out there in a frozen snowdrift or lying broken at the bottom of a rocky ravine. The body may never be found until the spring thaw. I enjoy the investigation, monsieur. I certainly do not enjoy the fact that a man has been killed.
And that is everything I have discovered so far.
We progress, mademoiselle. Let us see what we can learn.
Dr. Constantine is a veterinarian.
The only man on the train who answers the description of Ratchet's unknown enemy, and that is his only secret? Bah! Mademoiselle Marceau, you will recall my observation to you of the many classes and nationalities one meets
When did this game come again? 2006.
Try to imagine whether such an assembly would ever likely
Around there,
be under
I think.
any other conditions.
In America?
Oui, the great melting pan of America.
Melting pot.
This is the answer I made to myself as well. Only in America you might find a household composed of such varied nationalities. And what do we discover here? Such a household has recreated itself aboard this train. A household damaged almost beyond recovery 10 years ago by the man Ratchet. And so we near the end of at least one journey. Please.
I'll say this though, I like Poirot's reaction to like the doctor's secret. Like, oh my god, the only person who matches the enemy of Ratchet, its only secret that he's a vet.
And your solution.
Ah, whatever.
I will offer 3
I like that.
You, mademoiselle, will decide which of them will best serve justice. Eh bien, messieurs, we have before us a most delicate operation. Transferring the person of Poirot to the salon car, where the suspects, they are all assembled. Poirot is ready for the ordeal.
Poirot acts like he's broke his leg. When the nurse has said that he just sprained his ankle and not that badly.
Marche!
Yet he can't even walk on his own and limp over. He just have to be carried like that. Like he broke both legs. I swear, man.
Beware of Greeks bearing gifts.
Poirot is so dramatic. He's very lazy. He is. The lazy penguin detective.
Mesdames et messieurs, there are 3...
So, at the end of the game here.
There is the solution concocted for the benefit of the Yugoslavian police, who were expected to take up the investigation. A little play that was then embellished with several improvisations. when I, Hercule Poirot, unexpectedly appeared on the stage. And then there is a solution.
It's a popular style back then.
Of a truly brilliant
Same suit.
mastermind.
Especially for the guys. Only Hartman has a different kind of suit, actually. And the diplomat, because he's a
And yet
diplomat.
there is also a third, one of which I think even now, that mastermind, in this carriage with us as I speak, has no knowledge. With the help of Mademoiselle Marceau, my able assistant, you see Poirot, he is also able to improvise, huh? I shall put all three solutions...
I wish we played as Poirot instead, I swear.
Marceau and the eminent Dr. Constantine here to judge which solution is the right one. Mademoiselle, are you ready to proceed?
Oui, monsieur.
Eh bien, we commence. Monsieur Ratchet had received the threats from an unknown enemy. Mademoiselle Marceau? The tone of these letters suggests an enmity born in the American underworld, of which Monsieur Ratchet was once a part. A former colleague in one of his kidnapping schemes? Who knows? We have the evidence of a detective Monsieur Ratchet hired to protect him.
I miss Hastings, yes I do. I know Poirot made the comparison between Hastings and Antoinette, but I'm like, no, don't insult Hastings. Hastings is better than Antoinette. I'm sorry. Like, have you seen him in Evil Under the Sun when he played as Poirot? Like, he's nice. Okay, wait, what did he say again? Protect him? Is that Hartman or McQueen? I think
The
Hartman.
detective is Cyrus Hardman, posing as a salesman of typewriter ribbons.
The evidence of Monsieur Hardman, who is indeed a detective hired to protect Monsieur Ratchet, gives to us a description of a small, dark man with a womanish voice. Except for the voice, this description would only fit two men on this train.
Matteo, the Athens-Paris coach attendant, and Dr. Constantine.
Yet Monsieur Hardman's vigilance during the night shows that no one could have passed from the Athens-Paris coach to the Calais coach without his seeing them. So anyone in that coach must be exonerated. The enemy actually came aboard the train at Belgrade one of two ways.
Through the door left unbolted by Monsieur McQueen.
This enemy was disguised, leaving behind a button in Madame Hubbard's room when he used her connecting door. Mademoiselle, the disguise? A passkey was found in the pocket of this uniform, giving the murderer access to Ratchet's room. Ratchet was under the influence of a dose of his sleeping draught, light enough to wake him, but strong enough to prevent him from struggling as the killer left through the connecting door.
Masterman confirmed the dosage of the sleeping draught.
Oui, he did. Well, the murder weapon is obvious. Mademoiselle?
It is a stiletto, the type of knife carried by the criminal type in America called the mafiosi.
The killer planned to leave the train at the next station after committing his crime. Show to them the evidence supporting this, mademoiselle. Exact. The avalanche prevented him from reaching Broad. Even so, he went through with the crime and then hid himself.
Did he hit in the empty room or the shepherd's hut? The hut, right?
The killer hid in a shepherd's hut on the mountain.
At first, in the Athens-Paris coach. Then later, it is in the hut. Mademoiselle found the uniform and the stiletto. But the killer had fled. He may have escaped down the mountain, or he may have come to his just reward somewhere out there in the snow. I think you will agree that we had followed the trail as easily as if we were tracking the footprints in the snow. Well, it is plausible, It certainly fits the most obvious set of facts. I applaud the mastermind who hides behind such an innocent face. The second solution asked more of the little Gressels. Not only of Poirot, but those of Mademoiselle Marceau and Dr. Constantine as well. It was hidden most carefully. The unlikely accident of a means of communicating with the outside world, a part filled most ably by my dear friend Barnaby, made the truth, or at least part of it, easier to uncover. But I flatter myself that enough clues were found right here on this train that such communications were almost always but collaborations of conclusions that I had already reached. So, mademoiselle, we will begin again. First, I will speak to you of time. When did Monsieur Ratchet meet his end? I suspect Mademoiselle Marceau has the theory.
1:15 a.m. The watch was broken during the attack, and Madame Hubbard heard the killer in her compartment only moments later.
Let us examine each possibility in turn. 10:40 p.m. or earlier? No, I think not. Mademoiselle Olsen spoke to Ratchet from the doorway at 10:40 p.m., but she never went inside. It conjures the image most bizarre of her throwing a knife at him 12 times from the doorway. And how does she retrieve it? Is there string attached to the handle? No. No, that is a solution of a most lurid sort. 12:37 a.m.? A more interesting possibility. Monsieur McQueen states that Ratchet spoke no languages other than English, and yet the voice answered Michel in French. Still, I think this was simply a performance for the benefit of Poirot. One of the little improvisations. I was meant to see through it and say, no. Monsieur Ratchet, he was already dead by 12:37. He could not have cried out.
The broken watch said 1:15.
Oui, it did. And it fits with the time of Madame Hubbard's visitor. Now I digress for the reminiscence. I observed to Mademoiselle Marceau that one meets many classes and nationalities when traveling aboard the express. I asked her to imagine whether such an assembly would ever likely to be collected under any other conditions. And mademoiselle, what was your reply?
In America.
C'est ça. Only in America will you find a household composed of so many nationalities. Look about you. As our investigation progressed, it became clear that 9 passengers on this train are connected in some way to the Armstrong kidnapping. Who have we connected to that case, mademoiselle?
Countess Andrenyi. Mary Debenham. Princess Dragomirov. Caroline Hubbard.
No, mademoiselle.
Oh, not Caroline?
Again, please.
Colonel Arbuthnot. Hector McQueen.
Hector McQueen.
Edward Masterman.
Antonia. Was Antonia, like, connected, or is it Hardman?
Antonio Foscarelli. Greta Olson. Hildegard Schmidt. Count Andrenyi.
Use the
Okay, not the Count, even though he knows the Colonel. Okay, never mind. Pierre? Doesn't seem to, but there's the photo.
Pierre Michel.
No, mademoiselle.
What else? Who else? Hardman?
Cyrus Hardman.
Can you read?
None of the above.
Précisément. These 4 alone, amongst the occupants of the Calais coach, would appear to have no direct connection with the Armstrong case. Yet I was struck by the curious coincidence that everyone in the Calais coach had an alibi. And these alibis are sometimes corroborated even by those not connected to the Armstrong affair. One of you stated to Mademoiselle Marceau that while Monsieur Ratchet got what he deserved, you would have preferred to see him properly hanged. The trial by jury is a sound system. Who said that, mademoiselle?
I think it's Arbuthnot?
Colonel Arbuthnot.
Just so. Colonel Arbuthnot. Now that struck a chord with Poirot. I sat back and thought, a jury
Yeah,
composed of
I
12
part of it. This is more similar to the original story.
Calais coach, discounting myself and Mademoiselle Marceau. Ratchet, he was stabbed 12 times. And the reason the Calais coach was filled in the middle of the winter was explained. All, I repeat, all of the passengers were in on it. They had to be. No alibi could be left to the whim of a stranger. Did this solution explain everything? Let us see. What were the clues that pointed to the first solution, mademoiselle?
The threatening letters.
Please do not...
Oh,
All of these clues agree with the first solution.
Wait. And now, of course, my attention...
I thought I had to pick one by one.
For he, the apparent outsider, had provided a key element in this artificial solution of an unknown enemy. How to explain his complicity? And then I remembered that Mademoiselle Marceau had told to me 2 suggestive moments during 2 different interviews with Monsieur Hartmann.
I don't know this one, I'm guessing.
When he gave me the key to the security room in the baggage car.
No,
I'm sorry, I really don't know.
When he asked me to find a Kataya tile.
please do not...
Sorry.
When he apologized to me.
Can you read?
I really don't know.
The snow was bright.
May we? The snow has not been very bright today. The sky, it is overcast. And in his apology, he mentions his fondness for French girls. Countess Andrenier told us that the nursemaid...
Oh, I'm supposed to connect that? Wow.
...was Suzanne. Our young friend Barnaby Lewis confirms via the ham radio that her full...
I'm supposed to know that? Sorry.
...born near Paris. So, it is not so much a leap, I think, to wonder if perhaps the man from New York and the French girl working there might not have formed the attachment.
I'm supposed to think of a love story just like
20
that.
years, Monsieur Poirot, but I'm in admiration of you. Yeah, Suzanne and I were going to ask her uncle if we could get hitched. He was her guardian. Then the kidnapping and everything. It was too much for her.
Her uncle, monsieur? And his name?
Oh, jeez. I can't say I remember.
A detective for almost 20 years? And you never even knew the name of your fiancé's guardian?
No, probably got it written down somewhere back in New York.
Enough of this foolishness. I can guess his name right now, and so I expect can Mademoiselle Marceau.
Really? Me? I'm supposed to just guess it immediately like that? Also, I just want to say this. Now, I've never really dated anyone before. I've been on dates. You know, I haven't been on a long relationship or anything, but here's the thing. I don't know if it's a Western culture thing, and if it is, then correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm Asian. But who the fuck would go up to the family of someone you're dating and just ask the elders, hey, what the fuck's your name? You just call them, oh, in Singapore, you call them uncle, auntie. You know? Like, or in if you're like a Western folk, I imagine you'd be more polite to be like, oh, sir, you know, ma'am, you know, something like that. Why would you go up to an elder, you know, like the parents or the relatives, like the uncles and aunts of the person, ask, hey, what's your name? Can I get your full name or what? Like, why? Like, to be honest with you, I'm not even really sure if the names of my own relatives. Honestly. Like, I know their names. But if you're asking me off the top of my head, hey, do you know the name of that? Like, aunt? Like, I don't call them by their names. I call them by their term. Why would I ask about their names? Why would I use their names? I don't know, this is an Asian thing. Okay, this might be an Asian thing. I admit it because I'm Asian. In Asia, you don't call the names of your elders. Okay, you never call and refer to the elders by their name. Unless you want to die. Okay, you are very respectful in that. No one's gonna just go up to an elderly person, especially the person that they're dating, and ask them, "Hey, what's your name?" That's not gonna happen. Like, I mean, like I said, this is like an Asian me that I don't think this is like something that I would ask. Like, for me personally, I feel like as an Asian, it would be normal to not know the name, but maybe it's a different culture thing. Okay, because I've seen like some American shows. I don't know how accurate this is, by the way. That they call their parents like their friends' parents and stuff by their name. Like I said, I don't know how accurate this is, but I'm just saying. And how am I supposed to know what the name? Yes, your partner for the name stat. Yeah, you should ask like your partner, like, oh, like usually you'd be like, if you go to meet your partner's family members, the most normal thing to ask would be like, hey, what do I call your relatives? What do I refer to them as? Like, what do I, how am I supposed to like refer to them? And then your partner would tell you, but they don't usually be like, oh yeah, my aunt's name is so and so, so just call them that. At least not in my culture. No. Again, I don't know about this culture. Like, Hardman is American, so I don't know what they're supposed to be. Is it a normal thing to just call the relatives and elders, the guardians of your partner as by their name, and like, at least to me, it's not weird to not know the names. I'm just saying, but different culture. I'll admit that that's a different culture thing, and I don't know what name I'm supposed to say here. It's not Boog because that's employee. Lucian is the waiter, so I don't think he's related to the, because he's not a guest. Who is Monsieur Ferrier? Is it Antonio?
Antonio Foscarelli.
Mademoiselle, I realize...
I don't know, Monsieur.
Ferrier.
The picture in your valise, it is that of you, your sister, and her daughter Suzanne?
Oui, monsieur. After my sister and her husband died in a car crash, I raised Suzanne as my own child.
And so, that leaves only one.
Me? If the attendant is one of your killers, Mr. Poirot, that makes you 12. You don't need me.
No, madame. I have come to the odd conclusion that the person who has taken no part in the crime is the one who would be considered most likely to do so. I refer to Countess Anne Dranier. Her husband swore on his honor she did not leave her room last night. A count from a noble family? A rising young star in the Hungarian diplomatic service? Such a man does not swear upon his honor lightly. No, it is much more probable that he tells the truth. And it is the devoted husband who, so to speak, takes his wife's place. So you see, madame, we are back to 11 without you.
Well, I never. Wait until my daughter hears about this.
Why not tell her now? She is sitting there right beside you, Madame Arden. You are the instigator, or the director, I should say, of this entire performance. You, who Mademoiselle Debenham so rightly called the strongest character among us. And there you have it. Does this second solution explain everything? Let us see. Mademoiselle Marceau, what was the real murder weapon?
How am I supposed to know what the real murder weapon is? Steak knife?
But of course, a drama planned this carefully does not include the blood-stained stiletto with the fingerprints of some unknown. No, that is merely a prop, as were the 2 threatening letters. The burned note, of course, was a real threat. The conspirators most assuredly did not want this murder tied to the Armstrong kidnapping, and the true weapon, with no incriminating mark upon it, might...
I swear Poirot just has too much faith in me. I really do think so. He thinks I'm a genius like him, but I'm not.
Not balanced properly for throwing. My hat's off to you, though, Miss Marceau. When I saw where it landed, I wasn't about to crawl out there and end up at the bottom of that ravine. Took some nerve doing what you did, and there's no denying it.
Hear, hear.
So, the improbable differences in the stab wounds is now explained. Two
We need the finger of suspicion. The finger of suspicion. Yes, we do.
Mademoiselle?
We need that for sure. And what? What?
No, that is...
Pipe cleaner?
The pipe cleaner, incriminating Colonel Arbuthnot, who had one of the strongest alibis and whose connection to the Armstrong family was probably the hardest to prove. And the second clue found in the room, mademoiselle?
The handkerchief?
The handkerchief, incriminating Princess Dragomirov, who by virtue of her frail physique and the alibi given by her maid and Michel was practically in an unassailable position. Then there was the clue found at the shepherd's hut with the incriminating fingerprints. Do you have it, mademoiselle? With Matteo's incriminating fingerprints on it.
Not precisely cricket, you know, Tonio, to incriminate an innocent man.
Cyrus could swear Matteo had not entered the Calais coach. Michel informed us the radio was in the baggage car, and I wanted to put it out of commission. I did not want to destroy the equipment. It must have taken him much saving to purchase. So I only smashed the telegraph key. Signorina, you are a miracle worker for sure. To get the radio working again. I know about these things.
I got help from my chat.
Stick to the point, Monsieur Foscarelli.
With great pleasure. The padlock was just hanging there. I found the snowshoes earlier, and then the shepherd's hut. I was supposed to find a good place for the uniform and the stiletto, and the hut was perfect. But I had to break the lock to enter. All I did was go and get the padlock on the radio crate. I didn't mean to point the finger at Matteo.
The other red herring was not a herring at all, but it was certainly red.
The kimono.
And then to put it in my valise was not a nice trick.
The kimono is mine, monsieur. And mademoiselle, I had no intention of trying to incriminate you. I had to put it someplace. And I thought it would be amusing if you found it there.
Ah oui, you enjoy your little games, Countess. Mademoiselle Freebody, indeed. Madame,
I like the Countess. I do like the
I
Countess.
always fancied myself in comedy parts. Bravo, Mr. Poirot. Well done.
applause from an actress of your stature is praise indeed, madame.
We were all at the house, a house filled with almost unendurable pain and sadness. The Perkinson brothers were dead, but Cassetti had got clean away. We decided then and there that the sentence of death that Cassetti had escaped would be carried out. Little did we know how many years would pass, how many false leads Mr. Hardman would track down before Cassetti would be found.
Whatever country my work took me to, no matter how tough the case, I always saved plenty of time to try and pick up the trail. But he kept on the move. Brazil, Mexico, most of Europe. Ratchet was only the last of a string of aliases.
Then Mr. Michel wrote to me. It was he who, quite by accident, had recognized Cassetti traveling aboard the Istanbul to Calais train. When we learned the man, now calling himself Ratchet, frequently traveled to the Middle East aboard the train, we knew we could have some control of the scene of our planned execution. It took months, but in time Ratchet hired both Hector and Masterman.
One of us would have been enough. Two were better.
Hector handled all of Ratchet's travel arrangements. With Michel's help, passage was booked on the same train he would be using to return from his latest excursion to the Orient. The rest you seem to know.
Oui, madame. Indeed, the rest Poirot knows.
But I don't understand. You've uncovered everything. We know we did it. How can there be another solution?
Simplicity itself. There is among you one who is not who he pretends to be. With the help of Mademoiselle Marceau, I will now present you with those clues which fit neither solution so far proposed, and present you with a truth that will surprise even you.
The last one, we're on the final
Some
stretch.
of you suspected something was not quite right, but let us now look at the clues that fit neither solution so far. Madame Schmidt says she saw the phantom attendant, but we know now it was sheer invention. Yet we have the testimony of an independent witness who says he saw the non-existent small dark attendant actually getting on the train. Mademoiselle?
It was the engineer, I think. Was it the engineer?
The engineer.
Oui, the engineer while the train was in the Belgrade station. And then there is the crate of Monsieur Ratchet and its unknown occupant. What clues associate themselves with that crate, mademoiselle?
The pile of books.
Oui, the uniform I think worn by the person the engineer saw. The pile of books mademoiselle believes were useful in the planning of the crime, yet no one has mentioned them. And the fact that the person with access to that key would be in the best position to tell us something of the occupant of that crate. And lastly, there is the little map.
Which, how did Poirot know this? We didn't actually tell him about the kidnapping.
The what?
Monsieur Foscarelli.
I would not harm the signorina.
It is why we are all here, to punish the kidnapper.
She's right, Poirot. How can you think any of us would resort to kidnapping after all we've been through?
As you can see, Monsieur Parkinson, we have pieced together much of your story. Only the reasons remain, and I leave those to you.
What did you call him? He called him Parkinson.
That is my name. Robert Perkinson.
Silence! At once! You will obey me in this and listen to what Monsieur Perkinson has to say. You owe to Poirot that, I think.
Please understand. I know how you must hate me. It was my dear wife Isabella, the unidentified woman the papers mentioned, who pleaded with Paul and me as the police closed in to let her take Daisy away. She was sick with grief.
Take Daisy away?
Cassetti killed the wrong little girl. He crept up while Teresa was alone outside and shot her in cold blood. He was gone again before we knew what had happened. We'd refused his orders to kill Daisy, you see, so he took matters into his own hands and killed my little girl by mistake.
Oh, that's so
A
sad.
group of people could know exactly how my wife felt. You are here before me.
Uh,
And we were afraid. Some accident when the police came. It was unthinkable the little girl should come to harm after we had just buried our own daughter. Some time after I escaped, after Paul had died in the electric chair, and Isabella had identified some John Doe found floating in the harbor as me, I joined Isabella and Daisy in France, where they now lived as mother and daughter. I knew we should return the child, but my wife would have died the day she was gone. The child now answered to the name of our little girl, Teresa, and called my wife Mama. You understood the meaning of the photograph, Mr. Poirot?
Your family. You, your wife, and your little girl. And once I realized...
I mean, the girl looks exactly like the picture in the locket of the princess, so
I had to consider who you...
not hard to figure that out.
Only one figure could not be accounted for with certainty. Robert Parkinson.
Last year, only days after my Isabella succumbed to a cancer that I think grew inside of her since the day of the kidnapping, I sought out Michel. He informed me of the plan to punish Cassetti, a plan that he, despite the death of his niece, never thought he could see through. He showed me the letters Mrs. Hubbard had written to him. He was in a terrible state.
He had seen Cassetti.
Yes, twice. On this very train. I could see he was not a strong man and would not be able to face Ratchet. I looked at those letters and asked him one question. Had Mrs. Hubbard or any of the others ever met him in person? His answer was no. I wanted Cassetti dead as much as any of you.
He killed my child. And just as surely my wife. So here I am.
But, my granddaughter?
She has been staying with my wife's sister in Belgrade for the past few days. She came aboard the train there last night, dressed in an attendant's uniform. She changed into her regular clothes and has been camping out, as she calls it. The nuns at her school have kept up her studies, in English as well as French.
She is a good student indeed, to have brought all her school books with her on the...
Yeah, all the textbooks.
I told her to study. She has been staying in the baggage car in Ratchet's crate. Last night I took some food from Klaus's kitchen when he had gone off for a moment. And the statue worth $4,000? I dumped it on a trash heap near Sirkeki Station, I'm afraid. This cargo is far more precious.
At last, the riddle it is solved, n'est-ce pas, mademoiselle? And with a most satisfactory solution indeed.
She's still alive. Aww. She doesn't look like a grandmother, though. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Because, I mean, the mother is not around anymore. It's really hard for me to compare how she's supposed to look like. But I can only use the grandmother as a comparison.
You are the representative of the train company, Mademoiselle Marceau. You have been instrumental in assembling the evidence that pointed to the solutions I have now shared. And you have been ill-used.
I am truly sorry, mademoiselle. I left you all of your belongings in that box, except the one I needed back, the key to the security room. You now know why. My precious cargo had to eat. You have proven to be most ingenious. Twice you almost discovered my secret.
I mean, it was me, not her. I mean, it was me.
For you to discover. I had no doubt you would free yourself. If not, I would have found an anonymous way to inform someone of your whereabouts.
I understand why you did it.
As Monsieur Parkinson so rightly observes, you have proven your gray cells to be almost equal to those of...
Oh, bullshit. I call bullshit.
What do you say, Mademoiselle Marceau?
He's not almost equal to you. I'm sorry. Don't insult yourself, Poirot.
Silence, s'il vous plaît. It is now time to hear what Mademoiselle Marceau has decided.
Here are my thoughts on the first solution. It is not the truth, but fits the facts, at least one set of facts, and it will be the simplest by far to explain. My opinion of the second solution is this. It is at least most of the truth, as much as 12 people in this car knew. They are self-confessed murderers, and yet, no, that word is wrong. Justice was done here. Of a kind, perhaps not the justice I would have preferred. In that, I agree with Colonel Arbuthnot. But still, can there be anyone, knowing Ratchet and knowing these people as well as I now do after only a few hours, who can't see the rightness of their cause? These are my feelings about the third solution.
Very stiff voice acting in this part.
More heartache than even these 12 people knew. And it must stop somewhere, mustn't it? There are lives to build and rebuild here. I think of Greta's words on her postcard, and of the family that had one last day in the sun at Coney Island before the storm engulfed them. I think they all, including Monsieur Perkinson, deserve a chance in the sun again. Therefore, it is my belief, Monsieur Poirot, the first theory you put forward was the correct one. An unknown enemy of Monsieur Ratchet, whom the murdered man feared, sneaked aboard the train disguised as an attendant and is responsible for the murder. Unfortunately, he is still at large, or lies frozen in a snowbank somewhere awaiting the spring thaw. I suggest that is the solution we offer to the Yugoslavian police when we arrive in Broad.
Dr. Constantine?
Even if I did not owe you and Mademoiselle Marceau so much, I have learned to leave such matters to those best qualified to decide. I, of course, accept Mademoiselle Marceau's decision.
They deserve a break. They all deserve a break. Ratchet is evil.
Yeah, that's my view. What did I tell you?
Yes.
Plus, there is a princess here.
Poirot, your ankle.
It feels much better. And Poirot?
I mean, what can they do if they tell the truth anyways? There's a freaking princess.
The need of some fresh air.
The conspiracy, yeah, it is. Good one. Okay, good enough, I
Mr.
guess.
I'm sorry. Perkinson. I cannot find it in my heart to hate you. All I find there is forgiveness and thankfulness for giving us back something we thought we'd lost forever. In fact, it seems you are now one of the family.
Yeah, he did.
Daisy child.
He did do a good job in raising the kid.
Grandmother.
The kid ended up really well. You know? Look at the nice kid. And yeah, Poirot's been lying the whole time. He's just freaking lazy asshole. He just, I don't want to solve a mystery, damn it. Let me lie down and relax for once. Honestly, though, I took longer to solve this game than I should have. That stupid announcement that I'm misreading. That one announcement. Goodness sake. It's not a bad game. Still, Evil Under the Sun is better. Of the three Agatha Christie games made by the Adventure Company, Evil Under the Sun is the best. Like I've said before, I don't think Antoinette is the right fit for the role. I know why they made her. You know, I know why they you know, their explanation obviously is that because players make mistakes, but Poirot doesn't make mistakes. I understand the message behind it, but I don't agree. I feel like it would have been better if they did something like in Evil Under the Sun, where he's retelling the story to Hastings, so we are controlling Poirot as Hastings. Or you could find a way to make it so that we play as Poirot, and when he makes mistakes, it's just, you know, something. I mean, I feel like it's better if we play as Poirot instead, you know? Because, like I said, like, there are times that they try to make Antoinette act like Poirot would, but is not a right fit for her role. Because, like I said, if Poirot did it, or even, like, say, Hartman did it, or, you know, like, Sherlock does something, it's like, I mean, sure, like, they're the detective, though. It makes sense, because it's their job. They're good at what they do. But Antoinette, though, she's trying too hard. Like, she comes off as someone who tries too hard. You know? But she's not the right fit. I mean, sure, like, Poirot is like, oh yeah, she did a great job. She's almost as good as Poirot. But I disagree. You know, like, the way she comes off. And like I said, I blame this more on the direction that the company had, because I feel like it's the way they made the voice actress talk, like the tone and everything. It's like a bit off to me, a bit unnatural, you know. Could it be a right issue? Maybe they're overprotective Poirot. But that's the thing, though, they managed to do it in a way where we get to play as Poirot in Evil Under the Sun. So why is it that you had to make an Antoinette? She doesn't exist in this story. And I'm sure a lot of people who play Agatha Christie would want to play as Poirot, not some random ass character. Like, yeah, it's an okay game. And I feel like because, like I said, if Antoinette had a different role, like for example, in the new game, even though we don't get to play as her as too much, There is a character called Joanna in the new Orient Express game. She is a police detective. So if like Antoinette had like a background of, oh, she's a PI or she's a detective of some kind, you know, like, you know, or something. She's just on a vacation or something, you know, she's just here. Then yeah, it makes more sense. You know, like if the way she acts, it would be more like understandable. But because she's not. So she comes across as like this, like some kind of Mary Sue, I guess, where she just is here. Suddenly, somehow, everyone's like, oh my god, you're so good at solving the mystery. You're almost as good as Poirot. And then she's acting in a way like Poirot would. But the backstory is she's just a clerk. A trained clerk. And by her own words, she says she's very hardworking, but we don't have the proof of that yet. Because we don't get any backstory with Antoinette, because she's just created for the player to play. So we don't get any story behind the character. So it's weird that she's just suddenly somehow this genius who never solved a mystery in her life. But she reads a lot, so somehow she's good at it. And then she's just asking all these questions in a way Poirot would, like he's acting like Poirot, but you're not Poirot. And like I said, the direction of the voice, like how she's talking when she's, especially in later part of the game, where she's starting to question the suspects and like confronting them. Like she does it in a way that she's very roundabout it, you know? Like she starts off in a roundabout way asking all these questions, like get straight to the point. You have the evidence, like, well, most of them, you know, like, if you have the evidence to back it up, like show the evidence. Get straight to the point and ask them the questions, right? But she doesn't. You know, when she has the evidence on hand, she goes a roundabout way in asking questions. She doesn't get straight to the point and ask them, hey, what's going on? You lied to me or whatever. No, she does it in such a way where, oh, you know, like, you know, she's very roundabout it. And then when she doesn't have like the evidence, for example, with Mary Debenham, as I mentioned, like I feel like they removed something from that part. I feel like we could have had like some evidence there that we should have found, or maybe Barnaby should have told us something, but I don't know how and why she said like, oh, we have proof. We know that you worked at the Armstrong family as a governess, but we don't have the proof of that. The entire game, we didn't get any proof of her working at the Armstrong family as a governess. We just sort of like put one and one together, but then there's no hardcore proof. Barnaby doesn't say anything about her working at the the Armstrong family before. He just said that, oh, she worked abroad, you know, and locally as a governess in many houses. That's it. Like, where's that confirmation? You didn't get any information on that. And then yet, when she doesn't have like this evidence of something, she gets straight to the point. She's like asking these questions like to the suspects, like she has the evidence. So when she has the evidence, she doesn't ask straightforwardly. She doesn't just show the evidence in your face, like, here, look at this, I've got proof. No, she just does it in a way where she doesn't have the evidence. But yet when she doesn't have the evidence, she does it in a way like, oh, I have evidence, see? But she don't. Like, I don't get why they did that. It's so weird. Like, when I want her to ask a question, like just, hey, I want to ask about this immediately. I can't do that because Antoinette doesn't allow me to do that. And then when she suddenly asks questions, like Mary, like, oh, I know you worked at the Armstrong because I have this proof and information. I'm like, where did you get that? How did you get that? I don't have that information as a player. I didn't see any evidence or proof that says otherwise. Where on earth did you get that information? What did you know as the character in game that I don't? And I don't like that. Like, it's like withholding information from the player. Like, so I don't know what they removed from that part. You know, maybe they planned to have something, like some evidence of that, but they didn't include it in game at the end. So I don't know. There are a couple instances where I feel like that. I'm just like, where did you get that information from? Can you share it to me as the player? Like, you know? Like it's somehow they just expect me to know as a player, but I don't. It's not the best game, honestly. I mean, replaying it now as an adult, I still like it. It's still a classic, but definitely not the best. As I said, of the three classic Agatha Christie games that were made by the Adventure Company, Evil Under the Sun is the most well made. And then there were none sucked. Don't even bother with that one. Murder on the Orient Express was okay. This one was okay. It's not perfect, but overall, it's not bad. And then Evil Under Sun is the one that I'll replay and forever like it. Forever I will find Hastings and Poirot to be so funny in that one. But that's it for this game, because I'm done with it. And yes, I will be playing Black Mirror next because, and also just to let those of you on YouTube know, my initial plan was to play Secret Files Tunguska again. I'll replay that game in order to celebrate Animation Arts remastering that game for the 20th anniversary. Now, there will be a Secret Files Tunguska remaster that will come out in Q4 of 2026, so at the end of the year. However, I decided to play Black Mirror first because I don't know how I feel about that game. I played Black Mirror 2 and 3, and I know that Black Mirror series in general is very fucked up. It's not like a happy, enjoyable, fun experience when you have to be in the right state of mind to play Black Mirror, you know? And yeah, I gotta keep expectations low. I can't expect too much from that game series. But yeah, so y'all will see Black Mirror next. For those of you watching on YouTube, thank y'all so much for watching this video. I'll see y'all next time. Until then, take care.